According to the National Retail Federation, the retail sector employs 29 million Americans, but the $2.5 trillion fashion industry is at a dangerous crossroads. With us tonight is the fashion icon Joseph Abboud. He is the founder of JA Apparel. Joseph, welcome to our program. It's nice to see you.
You too, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You've seen so much of retail over the years. How would you characterize tonight the trouble that industry is in?
Well, it's unprecedented, really. We've been through recessions, but clearly there's never been, a health issue on the other side of it. So the fashion industry isn't quite sure how it's going to reinvent itself. But for sure, fashion is always creative, and we'll find a way to get through it.
Do you worry that we're going to see more bankruptcies? We're just coming off of a filing by Neiman Marcus about a week ago. Barney's here in New York some months ago. Nordstrom closing a bunch of its stores. How bad do you think it gets?
Well, I think the companies that were struggling financially before the crisis are going to struggle even more. And it's unfortunate. It's survival of the fittest. And a lot of the retailers are consolidating, where you may see a company like Hudson Bay, owners of Saks Fifth Avenue, acquire parts of Neiman Marcus. So I think we'll see less stores. There are 3.6 million retail stores in all price points across this country. So I think we are overstored. And I think the relevance now is not about price. That's a great myth that's been perpetrated on the retail industry. It's about value, quality, storytelling, and relevance for retailers, especially with the new generations, with the millennials and certainly Gen Z right behind it.
I'm thinking of so many different issues facing the industry.
Sure.
Working at home, for example, having the obvious impact of who needs to go out and buy a suit, either male
right.
or female. How should we be thinking of that? And when you do go out, how can you try anything on in the age of COVID-19?
Right. That's right. And all of those questions are unanswered. Everybody is trying to be innovative about how we fit men to suits. Now, think about it. Think about that intimate relationship of a guy coming up and trying a jacket on you or taking measurements. That's uncomfortable for the moment. So we don't have the answers for that. And virtual fittings and online fittings don't really work. So I think what's going to happen with retail is that people are going to look for more intimate settings to shop. Smaller retail environments where there's more space, where people are more comfortable and they're familiar with the owners. So it's a new paradigm for us. And I think the great part of our industry is what we do find a way. We will find a way to get through this. But there are a lot of unanswered questions.
I was going to ask you if this is all bad for the mom and pop retailer. But what you just said actually had me thinking that maybe in this new environment where it's more personalized, as you just suggested, they could actually do okay?
I think the greatest creativity we have is with the small shops, where you find new product, new ideas, the service that people really love to have. So I'm hoping that there will be this growth of the small specialty store where service and quality really become important, and that price is not the only driving factor. The other piece too, Scott, is that I think people will start to look at healing fabrics like pure cashmere, pure wool, pure linen, pure cotton. It's not the time for sensationalist fashion. Fashion always finds a way. It's a mirror of society. And we have to look inward now. And I think it's dressing for the inside, literally and figuratively, not for the outside.
Interesting thought there. And finally, a thought from you on something that was once near and dear to your heart and your business. Can you ever hold a fashion show again?
Well, that's really interesting. We both know the energy and excitement of a fashion show. Being in proximity, close proximity to so many people, the paparazzi, cameras, energy models. I don't know. I think virtual fashion shows will happen, but I don't think in the near future we're going to see that excitement, at least on the runway. We may see it on the screen, but not on the runway. But we lose some energy from that.
Yeah, that's sad to hear. Fashion icon Joseph Abboud, we appreciate your time. We wish you well.
Thank you, Scott. Stay well.